Hello there, my Scorpio collective. I hope you're having a fantastic day. What the fuck is up with you? Okay, Scorpio. You got 26. The universe wants to co-conspire with you. Goes to 8, which is a hermit energy. 16. How can this be a wonderful win-win-win? So 16 energy, the Tower. 34, you are perfectly imperfect, which is 7, which is chariot energy. To 43, which is yet another 7, your lighthouse guides you home to the stars. So there's some interesting energy here. There's almost some sort of mirroring energy. So I feel like you need to be more positive with yourself here, Scorpio. Whatever you're going through is very interesting. It's problem-solving energy with you, but in a very unique sort of way. This is almost like your own words of wisdom inspire you. Or you get this sort of inspiration that's sort of been there the whole time, looking at something differently. But damn, this could definitely be in your astrology. There's a lot of complexity to this, but it's really not that complex. You just need to sort of look at something a little differently. Some of y'all, better sort of positive vibes with yourself. I don't know, self-talk energy. You could be speaking and inspire your own damn self, Scorpio. You know what I mean? Some of y'all, take your own fucking advice. Oh, whatever this is, it's interesting for you. It's creating a bit of a stir, too. So, damn. 2 of Swords with the 6 of Wands. How can this be a wonderful win-win? So there's something you need to learn from and grow from, and it's very interesting. It's very interesting. This is like Goodwill of Fortune energy with you too, Scorpio. So my oh my, stay in that sort of problem-solving vibe, right? 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, with the Strength. Double Leo energy here. Some of y'all just sit your ass down. Just sit your ass down for a minute. This 8 of Cups, I don't feel like you're all up in your feels. This could definitely be astrological with you, Scorpios, with that sort of 8 of Cups energy there. Grounded and focused. So some of y'all get out of your feelings. No like sort of wet feet energy. Basis of all this is this Ace of Wands. That sort of inspirational energy. There's the Tower. All this inspiration around you. The 5 of Swords. So, damn. With the Hierophant energy. So, damn, if you're a praying person, sweet Jesus, you could be looking at scripture a little different. This sort of vibe with you, I don't know, if you sort of got a Judas energy around you, this is like really fucking interesting. But damn, those Scorpio, this could be more work related with you than what it is romantic. The 8-8 energy here, this could definitely be like a retrograde vibe. King of Wands, the Lover's energy, the Page of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Page of Swords, to the 8 of Wands. Ooh, with the Moon energy here. Damn. Who's sort of getting your energy or attention? Someone here could definitely be sort of feeding you a line of bullshit. Really here, Scorpio. To sort of keep you stuck or stagnant. I think when it comes to relationships or partnerships, you're very mindful of that. I don't think you're really focused on love. There's definitely a sort of switch up. I feel like you're looking at things differently. I feel like this beautiful singular energy with you. This sort of wolf spirit energy. Right? Some of you definitely check out your favorite astrologer, because there could be a switch up in your astrology. 10 of Cups there. The Libra energy. With the 7 of Swords. And the Capricorn energy. Damn, my, oh my, oh my. So who's sort of got your ear? What sort of direction are you going? Right? Between the Capricorn and the Three of Pentacles is the Six of Swords energy. My, oh, my, oh, my. My, oh, my, oh, my. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. I don't know if you need to look at relationships or partnerships different. Some of you that can stay stuck or stagnant, I feel like you need to sort of look at something different. Whatever this sort of, it's almost a foundational energy with you with that Three of Pentacles, but it's not sort of that deep. This is like there's like some mirroring energy going on here. So you need to focus on releasing what you don't need. Definitely if you're a spiritual person, stay sort of prayed up. I feel like you might have a Judas type energy around you if that's the verbiage that you use. But I don't feel it's all that sort of dramatic. I don't feel there's a whole lot of drama energy with you, Scorpio. It's more like problem-solving energy, so overcoming. There is some stagnation there. That could just be retrograde energy with you. My, oh my. You got the Hierophant and the Capricorn energy. So if you're spiritual, look at things differently. Some of you need to take a sort of more positive approach. It's not all that sort of negative. That's only if you sort of choose to throw it in that sort of vibe, right? So, damn. Damn. Over that Six of Swords, you got the High Priestess energy here. Really trusting your gut, your guidance, and your intuition. So I guess the fortune teller's right. I should have seen what was there, not some holy light. So damn, maybe that's the vibe with you. Some of you not focusing so much on a relationship or partnership coming in. Moving out of that sort of stuck, stagnant energy. If your relationship is meant to be, and you look at it from a sort of spiritual perspective, God is not going to send you a relationship or partnership that's full of start, stops, and stagnant fucking energy. That's more the Capricorn energy, right? Baby, if God ordained that relationship, which that's a little dramatic, right? It's going to be easy breezy. There's going to be a flow to it. So, you know, it's kind of looking at that a little different. But, I mean, seriously, right? So, you need to look at something differently. Damn. There's that sort of switch up in energy. So, Scorpios, if some of you go from wanting a relationship to all of a sudden being happy single, that makes a difference with you. You need to remove your sort of emotions from the equation here and really look at things from a more almost higher sort of viewpoint, right? If you're a religious, right, the Hierophant and the Capricorn, those two go together. They're not singular, right? So, damn. If you look at a relationship or partnership being like a blessing from above type energy, right, then it should be easy breezy. Some of you, it's more this sort of Capricorn energy that sort of keeps you stuck, learning, growing, understanding, trusting your gut, your guidance, and your intuition. I do feel like you got a Judas energy around, especially if that's a verbiage that you use, Capricorn. But my, oh my. You're switching it up. As soon as you sort of remove your emotions from the situation and look at something from a more logical sort of standpoint, that's what makes the difference. That's what makes the difference. If there's a sort of religious element to this, it's understanding that God's going to send you good. Capricorn's going to send you sort of complications and a lot of start stops, unnecessary start stops. So, damn. What's your focus here? There is this sort of guidance energy here. This Six of Swords here with this High Priestess energy. For some of you Scorpios, when was the last time you had a reading with someone that wasn't connected to anything sort of electronic? Just, you know, if you get the opportunity to go in and someone just reads you cold, They have no idea what your sort of vibe is, what your energy is, and you get like a true cold reading from somebody versus someone that's got all this sort of technology around their readings, right? When was the last time you had a good cold read where someone did not know anything about you and they just pulled your fucking cards? Some of you could be thinking about to the last time that you had a reading like that. And that was probably far more profound than anything that you've had coming towards you, because there's no sort of stagnant energy there. This is like a good cold read. Just sort of off the streets. Someone that there's no sort of connected energy to it. So they don't have time to look you up online or really look up your charts or anything like that. It's just a basic cold fucking read. Right? Some of you, if you don't even have to get a reading. If you are a religious person, you're sort of a spiritual person, you could go sit in a church and listen to a sermon and sort of get the guidance that you need. Whatever this sort of energy is around you, right? It's looking at things completely different. Damn, Scorpio. I feel like that's your sort of vibe. You got this sort of Capricorn energy around. So looking at things from a more of a negative standpoint than a positive. Work, love, life energy here. If there's sort of a love situation, removing your sort of emotions from it and looking at it from more of a sort of realistic standpoint. Some of you, when was the last time you got just a cold reading from someone that didn't know anything about you? There wasn't no sort of, they just started pulling cards and reading your story instead of, a lot of this online stuff that's different. Five of Wands with the Ace of Pentacles. You're very grounded and focused. The fact that you sort of pulled focus back on you makes the difference here. Blessings energy coming in. You had to sort of step back from something. Yeah, it's not lack of opportunities, but some of you, it's looking at your relationships and partnerships different. I mean, if it's a positive vibrational energy, right? You look at your relationships and being more of a spiritual connection, right? It's looking at it completely different. Some of you switching up that sort of dynamic with you with the World card here. Someone probably doesn't like the fact that you pulled focus more back on this sort of happy sort of relationships or partnerships. I do feel like this is like relationships or partnerships with you because you had to sort of learn something. More of a powerful sort of positive vibe. This is very interesting. Because if there's that sort of spiritual look on it, some of you focusing on the more positive vibes to it instead of the sort of more negative energies, right? The right relationship or partnership is going to be easy breezy. There's going to be a natural flow to it. There's not going to be a lot of smoke and mirror type energy. The Capricorn energy sort of brings that in. So if you're overly focused on the negative, you're sort of missing the positive. Some of you, relationships or partnerships not working is because you did have a choice to make. Right? Damn, Scorpio. I mean, fuck. When was the last time you had a good cold reading? I don't think this is all about relationships or partnerships. Some of you putting way too much sort of emphasis on a relationship or partnership. If it's meant to be, there's going to be a nice, natural, easy flow to it. A lot of start, stop, stagnant, stuck energy is more that sort of Capricorn. Some of you, when was the last time you had a good cold read where someone did not know what the fuck was your energy was about? They just pulled fucking cards on you. So it's almost like you need to look at something a little differently, switch it up, change it up. Look at something from a more positive vibe here with this Hierophant energy. Damn, Scorpio, if this ain't relationships with you, this could just be your sort of relationship with your religion, with your spirituality, right? 12, self-care energy. The Hangman energy, looking at something completely different. My, oh my. So, yeah. God's going to send you something that's really going to be beautiful, peaceful, easy. There's not going to be a lot of hiccups to it. There's going to be a natural flow. Others of you, if it's that sort of Capricorn energy, that's a lot of that stagnant, start, stop. There's just way too much. There's way too much to it. So, damn, how do you look at your relationships or partnerships here, Scorpio? Some of you need to look at it differently. Some of you, like a good cold reading. When was the last good cold reading you had from somebody that didn't have any sort of electronic sort of vibes around it? You know what I mean? This is like someone that just reads and you go in and they don't know anything about you and they just start pulling cards. Some of you, not so much sort of focused on that vibe either, right? It's kind of, do you believe it's from God? Or are you throwing a lot of this sort of negative vibe to it too? So some of you could be having to do your shadow work when it comes to your relationship with your spirituality, right? So this could be more of a question of your sort of spirituality. Who gets more focus? The Hierophant energy or the Capricorn energy? I like this Pentacles energy with you. So a lot of you are learning and growing and understanding that. There's definitely more clarity coming towards you. You just need to focus more on the positive vibes instead of the negative. Work, love, life energy on this, Scorpio. Take what's yours and leave what the fuck isn't. But some of you, when was the last time you had a good cold read? Someone that didn't know anything about you. That High Priestess energy, Scorpio, some of you could be talking this out with clergy, right? This could be a sort of spiritual awakening that you're going through, looking at things differently. So, Scorpio, take what's yours and leave what's not. There is this sort of Capricornish vibes around this, so you could be dealing with some sort of stuck energy. You could be dealing with people that sort of deal with that sort of stuck energy versus this more positive viewpoint, especially with that Seven of Cups over that Hierophant energy. So some of you could definitely be looking at your religion a little differently. Looking at that sort of Hierophant as a positive vibe instead of over-focusing on the Capricorn energy. I feel like you need just the sort of equal balance coming in. Those of you, don't put too much sort of emphasis on a relationship or partnership because the right vibe is going to be easy. That sort of Five of Wands energy, this could be you sort of questioning that. Some of you questioning your spirituality here. And how much focus do you put that on your relationships or partnerships? Damn, Scorpio. So, I mean, what the fuck, right? What the fuck with this? Some of you, when was the last time you had a good cold read from someone that really had no sort of connection with you? They just pulled your cards. Some of you, that High Priestess energy could be you talking it out with clergy or having a good sort of spiritual conversation with somebody. The Seven of Cups, those of you that stay stuck in relationships or partnerships, that's kind of stagnant energy, but you think there's sort of like some spiritual connection to it. You always have choices and options. Where do you automatically go? Is it more of a beautiful, loving energy here? Because that's like holy water energy, right? That's like baptismal energy versus that sort of Capricorn vibe. King of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Star card. Boy, Aquarius in your charts has really got you sort of looking at things differently. Some of you, I feel, this could just be you dealing with your relationship with spirit and how you sort of implement that in your life, right? Staying away from the really negative sort of vibes and focusing on the more positive. But some of y'all got to get out of your feelings about something. Something is not all that dramatic. A relationship or partnership is not all that dramatic. If there's Hierophant energy on it, it's going to be nice and comfortable. There's going to be an easy flow to it. If there's a lot of start, stop, stagnant energy, way too much sort of conflict and things sort of working out, that's more of that sort of Capricorn vibe. So I feel like this is more of how you sort of look at your spirituality or your religion and how you maybe implement that when it comes to your relationships or partnerships. So maybe some of you want somebody that's a little more guided in your sort of religious beliefs. Maybe you want somebody to go to church with you, right? You want somebody that's sort of in that higher vibrational energy. That's someone who's just sort of very stuck or stagnant. You have choices, you have options, but damn, how you look at them, especially if you put that sort of spiritual sort of vibes on it. You know what I mean? Damn. Some of you, the last time you had a good sort of cold reading, or the last time you spoke with clergy, or you had this sort of discussion of Capricorn and the Hierophant, I think as you learn to grow from this, with this Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords to the Knight of Pentacles to the Eight of Pentacles, you're going to sort of get that clarity that you need. There's that sort of understanding. It like brings in a good balance for you. Maybe the Aquarius in your chart, or if you have an Aquarius moon, sort of keeps you grounded and focused. Some of you, I think this is your sort of representation of your spirituality with the Hierophant there in the Capricorn. Who are you giving more sort of credit in your relationships or partnerships, right? How you look at things. Some of you, this could be you thinking about marriage, right? Whatever the hell this is, it's far bigger than you, and it's more than just your relationships or partnerships. It's kind of how you view your religion, your spirituality. Because I don't know, that High Priestess, that could be some of you sort of talking this out with a member of the clergy, right? Looking at things differently. Some of you need to look at things a little differently. Some of you, that different perspective on things. Especially if you believe in the Hierophant. Because a lot of times, that's that sort of Seven of Cups. Yes, you always have choices and options. But, right? Are you choosing the right choices or options? Or are you choosing to always have obstacles? The right relationships or partnerships are going to be easy. If there's a lot of this stuck, stagnant energy, baby, that's not like a good, positive vibe. Damn, Scorpio. You got the moon here, you got the sun here. There's clarity coming in with you, but I feel like some of you need to look at your spirituality. If you're a religious person or a spiritual person, looking at things completely different. Some of you, when was the last cold reading that you had? From someone that didn't know you from Adam or Eve. Just a basic cold reading. Someone pulled the cards. That's probably resonating now more for you than anything else. And that really makes the difference. Some of you, that High Priestess energy, you could be discussing this with clergy or looking at relationships and partnerships from a different sort of perspective. Some of you are making it far more difficult than what it needs to be. Especially if you have more faith in this sort of Hierophant energy. So this is more of a religious sort of conversation you need to be having. Damn, Scorpio. Take what's yours and leave what the fuck isn't, Scorpio. This isn't going to be everybody's sort of vibe. But, yeah, it's kind of how you look at relationships or partnerships. Especially if you have strong sort of religious thoughts on it. You put a lot of sort of spiritual sort of connotation around your relationships or partnerships. Damn. There's like this baptismal energy here, right? So this is like a re-cleansing, a refocusing, a sort of aligning. Stay moisturized, stay hydrated. This sort of cups energy should be positive. It should be uplifting with you. But yes, some of you choose to stay in that sort of Capricorn energy. A lot of start, stop. The Page of Wills here, the Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. If something ain't working, is it really worth the time, energy, or effort? Some of you, especially if you throw in some sort of spirituality on it, that is not a sort of a positive relationship or partnership. That stagnation is there for a reason. So some of y'all doing your shadow work. I like that vibe. Those of you, the last time you had a good cold read, someone that didn't know you, there's no sort of electronic energy there. So it was just a good old-fashioned cold read. Some of you, when's the last time you went into church, right? You could find an inspiration in a sermon. It's sort of, you need to sort of figure out what your sort of religious beliefs are and how that sort of focuses in on you. Especially if you're spending too much time over here in this sort of Capricorn energy. Because it's really not all that fucking difficult. It's really not all that. It shouldn't be anyway. Right? Damn, work through this energy because you'll see the light. You'll understand it. Some of you, I feel like that Aquarius energy sort of switches it up for you. You look at things differently. You're noticing things differently. You're far more grounded and focused. So I don't feel like you're going to be going after relationships or partnerships. If there is that sort of stuck, stagnant energy. Some of you, I feel like this is just, if you're religious or spiritual, rethinking that sort of viewpoint. Because that makes the fucking, all the difference with you. Kind of what's your viewpoint with this Three of Swords energy? So, damn. Some of you, these relationships or partnerships, you kind of need to get focused on whatever, especially if you're religious. Getting back to sort of the basics. More of that positive vibe energy, right? Some of you, it's like a cleansing. You need a sort of cleansing, a rebaptismal vibe. Looking at things differently. Not putting so much emphasis on the Capricorn energy. More of that positive vibe. Damn, Scorpio. Take what's yours and leave what the fuck isn't. Especially if you're happily single here. Damn, Scorpio. Why'd you have to go get so complicated? I don't feel like it's complicated. Some of you need to simplify the fuck out of something. Some of you, it's your sort of religious beliefs. Who are you putting all this sort of faith and trust in, right? You got the Hierophant, then you got this Capricorn energy. Some of you, if there's a lot of start-stop energy with something, then that's probably not the Hierophant energy around you. More of that stuck, stagnant energy. Who's sort of leading and guiding you as well? Some of you, when's the last time you listened to a church service? I think you're making something far more complicated than what it needs to be. That's the difference. So, damn. This sort of King of Cups, Four of Cups. Some of y'all just may need a little sort of introduction to your spirituality, your religion. It's more like religion than spirituality. Very interesting here. Very interesting here. Some of you, more sort of one-on-one vibes. Because that High Priestess, I mean, if it's like tarot reading energy, this is like just a cold reading. Someone that don't know anything about you. Just sort of pulling the cards. Some of you, this could be talking it out with clergy or looking at sort of relationships and partnerships differently. So if your religious energy, if your religious beliefs are that important to you, maybe how that sort of shows up in how you date. Maybe some of you need to find somebody that shares your same sort of religious beliefs. And that could actually be what makes a difference in your relationships or partnerships. Especially if you got a strong belief here in the Hierophant and that Capricorn energy. So this could just be a sort of spiritual sort of questioning you got going on here, right? It feels all that complicated, but it's really not. I feel like you need a sort of realignment energy, just looking at things differently. From more of a healthy standpoint. From a far more healthier standpoint. Learning to love yourself, give to yourself, focusing on that. Far more than just some of your unrealistic expectations. That is almost a baptismal energy, but I don't feel like it's all that dramatic. Just a sort of cleansing, focusing on the positive. So positive affirmations, looking at things differently. Looking at your romantic life a little differently. Some of you need to deal with somebody that's far more sort of focused on the same spiritual beliefs as you, or religious beliefs, because that does make a difference, especially if it matters to you. Especially if you've got a lot of this sort of start-stop energy, right? I mean, what's that stagnation about? Damn, Scorpio. Take what's yours and leave what the fuck isn't. I love this sun energy here with this Eight of Pentacles with you. It's really not that complicated. It's really just sort of in the vibe that you sort of look at it. Because my, oh my, there's so much there. But it's not that complicated. It's not that complex. Some of you are not really paying attention. This feels more like looking at your religion a little different. Looking at your sort of, how you sort of show up in this. Some of you, your religious beliefs really do factor into your relationships or partnerships. So maybe you need to date people that's more in your sort of religious philosophy, right? Someone that understands where you come from a religious sort of perspective. Because it actually does matter to you. Damn. I think you're happily single. Or at least you're single. You need to look at things a little differently. Some of you trusting that sort of start-stop energy is there for a reason. But damn. The Five of Swords over here, and some of you, this Three of Swords energy. So how long are you going to try to make something work before you realize that that's not the key that fits the lock? That's not the sort of relationship that you're meant to be in, right? Some of you, this could be looking at marriage with the Ten of Cups there, the World energy, the Three of Swords. So some of you could be looking at that. If that's important to you. There's a lot of sort of religious energy here that I feel like you sort of have to figure out what that is for you, what that means for you, and how you sort of look at it. High Priestess energy, that could be talking to clergy or looking at things to understand this sort of vibe, right? Some of you just need to be more realigned in the positive energy. Instead of staying stuck in the sort of stagnant energy. Damn, it's like it is that energy of almost baptizing, right? But it's not that sort of complex with you. It's definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting. But it's definitely more about your sort of religious beliefs. Some of you dating somebody that shares your religious beliefs. Because it actually does matter to you. Some of you, watch your favorite sermon. Watch your favorite preacher. Watch your favorite sort of spiritual guide. Whatever this sort of energy is with you. Some of you are putting far too much emphasis on the Capricorn energy instead of going back to this sort of positive vibes. So, I mean, if that's your sort of energy, right? You could be watching sermons, listening to podcasts, looking at things from a different sort of perspective, more enlightening energy with you. Less sort of bullshit energy, really. Damn. Some of you check out your astrology on something. I don't know. You're making something far more complicated than it needs to be. Some of you kind of have the touchstone there with that Hierophant energy. You're just, maybe your spirituality or your religion actually does factor in when it comes to your relationships or partnerships. So you could be looking at it from that sort of perspective. It could be a negative. It could be a positive. This feels more positive for you. Especially if you have a lot of that sort of start-stop in relationships and partnerships. That's more of that sort of negative vibe, right? Some of you have choices, and others of you feel like you really don't. So that's that sort of difference. Fucking A, Scorpio. You would be sort of... Well, it's complex, but it's more of just how you sort of view your spirituality, how you look at your spirituality, how that sort of factors in. I say spirituality, but this is far more religious based. So whatever your sort of religious philosophies are, the way you look at things. Some of you probably need to date somebody that shares more of your religious beliefs. And then you'd understand whatever this sort of start-stop energy is. So, my oh my. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Take what's yours and leave what's not. Some of you are definitely going to focus more on you. Something is really not that far out of reach. You're just looking at something from a completely different sort of perspective. So, this is almost like a realignment with you. Getting back to that sort of spiritual balance. Maybe some of y'all need to go take communion, right? Just to sort of get refocused. Definitely grounded. So I don't feel like you're going to be overwhelmed with relationships or partnerships. Or it doesn't feel like you should be. Getting sort of, some of y'all just need to take communion. Sort of bring that balance in. If that's not your thing, then some of you just getting sort of focused back on you. Pulling that time, energy, and attention back on you. It does feel like that sort of getting that sort of balance right with whatever sort of religion that you are interested in. Whatever your sort of religious beliefs or philosophies are. So there's a lot here, but some of you, this is just sort of, you got to sort of figure out what your sort of religion is and how that sort of factors into your relationships or partnerships. Some of you probably need to focus on people who share your same sort of religious beliefs, especially if it actually matters to you. Because some of you might not think it does, but at the end of the day, it actually does. So that is something that is near and dear to you, whether you sort of believe it or not. So, damn. Pull that focus back on you. Peace, love, and light energy with this. Damn. Take what's your Scorpio, leave what the fuck isn't. Because this is definitely all about you. Getting centered, focused. Healthier choices, too. So, damn. Some of y'all need to take communion. Good luck, God bless. Like, share, subscribe. Scorpio, take what's yours, leave what the fuck isn't. Ring the bell if you were ever so inspired. But oh my Scorpio. Some of you, this is... take it back to spirit. Whatever your sort of religious beliefs are. Some of you, it matters more than what you think. Especially if you're stuck way too much in that sort of Capricorn vibe. That's not it. right? Talking it out, working it out. Some of you looking at things from a more positive perspective. Page of Pentacles, Ace of Swords to the Knight of Pentacles. If something don't work, why? Why? Ooh. Good luck. God bless, Scorpio. Peace, love, and light.